Hello, guys. Welcome to the Otumba Adams Show, and you are welcome to the 79th episode of the show. My name remains Adams Olofimola today, and you are welcome specially. It's nice to have you guys again today, being Wednesday, the 6th of October 2021. All right, so today is a really special day for me or for someone in my family, and I'm really, really happy to celebrate her. My eldest sister turned a year older today. She's 30. Sorry, I'm sorry. She's 40 today, and I would really love to felicitate with her. So it's I pray that God would always keep you and you would always shine as the star you are. All right, so moving on to what we have for today. Episode 79, does your business need competition? Does your business need competition? But before I dive right in, if you're there, you'd like to introduce yourself, just put your name and your location in the comment section, and I would welcome you especially. All right. So, does your business need competition? A lot of the times, how am I going to put it? Like, a lot of the times, businesses do not like the fact that like they have to compete with any other person, right? Everybody would wish that like we actually had that monopoly over that business that we are doing, but does that really, really help businesses, or would it help the masses on the long run? We've seen cases whereby a business has a monopoly over a particular product, and at the end of the day, they decide how they would want to sell. And more often than not, it is the masses that gets to suffer for it. So today, we'll be looking at the different types of competition that we might have, and then the advantages and disadvantages of competition. All right. So one of the competitions that we might have, or one of the type of competition that we might have, is direct competition. I'm trying to get my notes. All right, direct competition. Now, businesses that sell the same product to the same consumers and fight for the same market share are direct competitors. What do I mean by this? Take, for instance, if you're in Nigeria, right, or probably like you're anywhere in the world, you would probably know that like Pepsi and Coca-Cola are two different companies, right, that have similar product that is targeted towards the same type of audience. Now, let me come back home. Um, if you've ever taken Biggie drink before and La Casera, if you're in Nigeria, you would understand what I'm trying to talk about, right? If you've ever taken those two, then you know that like those two products, especially the apple um, flavor of the drink, right, target the same set of audience. Their products are literally similar, right? So we can as well say that like those products are direct competition or are direct competitors, right? That's about that. All right. So indirect competition. These are businesses that serve the same customers but are not necessarily selling the same product. All right. They serve the same customers, but they are not necessarily uh, uh, the products are not necessarily the same. Now, what can we use as an example for this? We have Chicken Republic in Nigeria, and then we also have Domino Pizza in Nigeria. Now, it caters for the same audience, but the product itself differ, right? Chicken Republic does not sell pizza. The same way Domino Pizza does not sell chicken or fried rice or the likes. All right. Now they might have maybe one or two similar products, but overall their core products are not alike. However, they still cater for the same audiences: people that cannot cook at home, people that do not have the time to cook, or would like to enjoy a sumptuous meal or sumptuous beverage that is not very readily available to them at home. All right. So the same audiences, but different products. Those are indirect competition. And then lastly, what? Replacement competition. Now, replacement competition are businesses that have a potential to display another. I'm sorry. These are businesses that have a potential to display another by providing a new solution, even though they are not in the same category. Now, what do we mean by this? When the phone originally came out, right? Phones were just made to receive and make calls. But over time, the phones that we have today, right, have evolved. Now, your phone can literally do a lot of things, and one of the major features most phones have is the camera aspect of the phone. That's the photography. Right now, we can really say at this point in time that like high-end phones are competing with cameras that are solely made for photography, that can be used for recording and the likes. If you see the likes of Samsung S20, iPhone 12 Max Pro, iPhone 13, and other high-end phones, you would say that like one of their major features are their camera, meaning that like they are beginning to encroach into another niche, right? Even though their sole purpose originally was not that. All right. Those type of competitions are called replacement competition. All right. So why is competition important? Why is competition important? I can see more people joining in. If you'd like to introduce yourself, please do so, and I would welcome you especially. All right. So, why is competition important for business? All right. The number one point I have here is that, like, since there's competition, you start looking for ways of serving the customers better by digging deep into their actual needs, wants, and demands. Now, when it has to do with competition, right? You would always want to find new ways, new innovative ways to try to like um, get across to your potential customers, and that's where you start asking questions, right? You start trying to like know what exactly does your what's the word now? Does your potential clients need? Let me cite an example. We have a lot of automobile companies out there, but there are some that focus on family cars. There are some that focus on luxury cars. They focus on producing luxury cars. People that like just want expensive cars, right? Now, they serve the same purpose. However, they are targeted towards different demographics of people. All right. So that's one of the beauties of competition. Another beauty of competition is that it helps you focus beyond the offering and begin to consider the marketing, branding, customer service, and customer retention. All right. Now, more often than not, when we're trying to sell a product, majority of the time we just focus on, like, let's say you're the only person trying to sell the product. You would most likely not focus on the marketing aspect because you feel that like, hey, you are the only person that has a say in that particular product. You may not even consider the branding of the product to make it more appealing to the eyes of your audience, right? You could just let's say you're selling food, for instance, right? You could just, I don't know, just make it maybe in a plastic plate, and you do not consider the fact that like the people that you're trying to cater for may not necessarily like the way you package your food. All right. Another thing is customer retention and then customer service. If you're the only person that is into a particular business, there's this tendency that like you can easily treat your customers shabbily because you feel that, well, there's no other person that's competing with me. So if I should tell you that like, hey, go to Blazes, then you can as well just go to Blazes because nobody is going to query you, nobody is going to question because you have the autonomous power over that product. But when there's competition, right, you know that you need to treat your customers better because if you should treat them bad, they can easily go to another competition to buy products from them. All right. So another point I have here is it helps create brand awareness about a product, making the customer more informed about the products. Right now, when a product is new, let's say you just created a product that is really not out there, right? If you are the only person trying to market it, it will take a longer period of time, except if you're a big whale that you have the finance to actually push that product. But to actually take a longer time for people to adapt to using that product, or for people to get familiar with the product. However, when there's competition, a lot of the vendors trying to sell that product can easily create awareness about the product, and thereby sensitizing the minds of the consumers that would eventually buy the product. All right. The next point I have is the quality of the product improves as every vendor would try to outmatch the other. All right. When it comes to competition, you know that if you rest on your oars, right, you are not trying to improve on the quality of your products, someone somewhere would definitely improve on theirs, and then they would take your customers away from you. And that is one of the beauties of competition, because you would not you would not feel that like, hey, I have gotten them all. You would always want to innovate. You would always want to upgrade. You'd always want to make your product better than the competition. All right. You'd always be on the lookout that like, hey, what is my competitors doing? How can I add value to this certain product such that I would be able to get more people to buy this product? All right. So moving on, we have the price of the product will be lowered as compared to when a business has a monopolic hold on the product. We've seen cases where a company has the largest share of a particular product in Nigeria. I think there was a time that like a particular company that is into cement had like 80% of the share, and at that point in time they could easily dictate how much they want that product to be sold, even if that product price does not favor every other person. However, when there's competition, when there are a lot of people that are into the product, the price would be favorable enough, or they can easily bring down the price such that it will be easier for the masses to be able to buy. And one person will not just have the monopoly over the product, and the price can go up one day, come down the next day, go up the next day, and then like they'll just be treating us like Nigerian NEPA, as it were. All right. So what then are the disadvantages of business competition? Because we know that like whatever has advantages would also have disadvantages. All right. One major issue with having competition is the fact that the market share is reduced. Now, the number of people that can buy a particular product per time is always fixed. All right, except if the population of the world exponentially grows. But if it does not exponentially grow, then the people that can buy the product per time, especially within your locality, right? The people that can buy is limited. So when there's competition, the market share reduces, right? I've seen cases where, okay, let me use my neighborhood for example, right? Whenever I need to buy an item, I see I think there are about 5 different stores selling the same product, meaning that if I was the only person buying, or let's say we are just 10, there are just 10 of us that would like to buy that particular product, right? It means that per store, they can only have 2 persons, right, on the average, come buy from them, except if they are doing something extraordinary. But on the average, they would only have 2 people buying that product for them. And that has drastically reduced the market share as compared to if there were only 2 people selling the same product and we have 10 people that are willing to buy. That way, they know that, like, okay, the market share is higher for them. All right. That would be 50-50 in that case. Okay. Then the next part is pressure on businesses, especially when you are competing against the big sharks in the industry, right? When you're in a business whereby people that have the money to invest in the business are much, there'll be a lot of pressure on your business. You would always feel that, how can I get clients? Because you know fully well that the big wigs, the big whales can easily take away your clients from you, because they can just wake up one day and then like just reduce the price of the market, the price of the product, and you would lose your customers, because customers are always looking for where to buy a better product. Now, this is something that affects a lot of businesses out there. Another issue that comes with competition is the fact that employees in turn also feel pressurized in the sense that when the business is pressured, right, the boss would start telling the employees that like, hey, start finding ways, new innovative ways that we can use to get clients, right? Think outside the box, and then the pressure will be on the employees, and they might end up feeling depressed, feeling disappointed at themselves because they may not be able to like meet up with the quota that has been given to them or the target that has been given to them to meet. All right, that is one of the disadvantages of having competition. And then again, customers are usually confused, right? When, as in, when there are too many competition in a particular product. Take for instance, on WhatsApp these days, especially here in Nigeria, we have a lot of people that sell literally the same thing, right? And you are more than not, I'm always confused as to who to buy from because I see the same person, especially like when they are friends and then like you're friends with them and you're like, okay, who am I going to buy from now? Because they're about 7 to 10 people selling the same product, and you're literally like friends with them, and then you're like, okay, if I should buy from this person, I might probably offend that person. If I should buy from that person, I might probably offend this other person, and then you're just like, nah, I'm not going to buy from any of these people. Let me just go elsewhere where I do not know anybody, and let me just buy that product from them. All right, so that's one of the disadvantages of competition. Now, having said all this, right? Is competition that bad? No. We all need competition in our businesses because it would always keep us on our toes. The only thing you could do is that try to niche down on the audience you're trying to serve, right? Don't be a general purpose person. Niche down on the audience such that you know that like who you're targeting is laser targeted. All right, you're not just targeting the general masses. You're actually focusing on a few that you know that like okay, the competition is lesser, right, and you can actually cater for their needs. That way your business can boom on the long run. All right. So on this note, I have come to the end of today's episode. Right? Is competition good for your business? Yes, it is good for your business. But if competition is too much, then you will want to either move out of the business or find a niche or an angle or repositioning yourself such that you'll be able to get the right audience. My name remains Adam Solofimilajide, and thank you for sticking around on today's episode. All right. Hope to see you this weekend where we'll treat another topic that would help your business to grow and you yourself will be better for it. All right. As I always say, always give your best to the world. Give the best that God has given to you to the world because there's someone somewhere that is encouraged by the things you do. All right, then. Have a lovely evening, guys. Peace out.